Welcome to Defeat Your Cravings, hosted by Dr. Glenn Livingston, PhD. Glenn has held his doctorate in psychology for more than 30 years and is also a former multi-million-dollar consultant to the big food industry and uses his experience to help you defeat your cravings. This show will help you to focus on dramatically reducing cravings and leave the diet mentality behind, so you can more easily and effortlessly achieve your health, fitness, and body composition goals. Please remember, no doctor-patient relationship is created via this show, and you are responsible for confirming any changes to your diet, health, or psychological routines with an appropriately licensed professional before implementing them. Now, before we get started, if you haven't yet downloaded the free smartphone app to access dozens of these recordings all in one place, as well as to avail yourself of a confidential community for support, motivation, and assistance, please visit the podcast link on defeatyourcravings.com as soon as possible. And now, here's your host, Dr. Glenn Livingston.
This is the very good Dr. Glenn Livingston. I'm here with a nice lady named Vicky, who has agreed to let me record the session so you can benefit from her strength and wisdom and observations and hopes, as well as her struggles and trials and tribulations and stumbles and recoveries. So, Vicky, how are you today?
I am hanging in there.
Good. Tell me just a little bit about your experience and then tell me how I can help you today.
Okay, I tried all sorts of things to control my eating. This is a lifetime problem, and the last 10 years I was doing better, so I've been gradually losing weight over the last 10 years. And I realize now that's because I've been traveling for work up until last year with COVID. And so my access to food was reduced because if I'm traveling, I just only get the food I want to eat, and I'm in a hotel room and I don't have access to lots of other food. So I thought I was doing better, but really it was less convenient. And starting last year, I'm suddenly home all the time, lots and lots of food in my house, plus a lot of unstructured time on my hands that I'm not used to. And so the binging really amped up last year, and I've gained a lot of weight in the last year. So I started the first coaching program last year. I think it was May. We did really good the first 6 weeks.
How come?
I guess I felt like I had to. I paid for this, got to do it.
Okay.
So I did it.
What did you do? What rule were you following? Why was that working?
Well, my main rule is to not eat sweets or snacks, unhealthy type snacks, alone, because my thing is all about what I eat when I'm alone.
Okay.
My partner's here and we're having a dessert or something. That's never a big deal. I don't binge on that. I only do it alone. It's all about alone. It's very satisfying to eat alone.
So I'll never eat sweets or snacks alone.
Right.
That's your primary rule. Okay.
Yep.
Good rule. And then what happened?
I'm not sure. I think what happened was, as I'm reflecting, my weight bumped up a few pounds unexpectedly. And my coach at the time was Konstantinos. And he's like, hey, there's lots of reasons this could happen. Just be cool about it. And intellectually, I was cool about it, but emotionally, I was not. And so I just spiraled out of control.
So you had an emotional reaction to the scale.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than looking more carefully at the food plan and figuring out if there was something to change or modify, the pig said, this is never going to work. We're way out of control. We might as well just binge.
Yes. And a lot more around that. This is never going to work.
And then what happened?
Well, I dabbled in and out of the program, but I keep talking myself out of it. And then I restarted the program in January, thinking I was ready, and I maybe did okay for a week or two. That was it. And I just keep talking myself out of it.
How?
You don't need to do this. You can't do this. This will never work. You can eat a little. Don't be ridiculous. Everybody can have a little, that kind of thing.
So you don't need to do this. Yeah. You can't do this.
Yeah.
It'll never work. Don't be ridiculous. Everyone can eat a little. Okay. Are those the main ones?
I'd say so, yes.
Is there anything else that the pig says to get you to eat sweets and snacks alone?
You'll feel so much better.
Okay. So we'll come back to those in a little bit. Do you still believe that I will never eat sweets and snacks alone is the best rule for you to follow?
Yes.
Do you think there's anything else you need to implement so that the scale doesn't go up?
I would just add, and maybe it falls in that line, sweet alcohol drinks.
So I will never have sweets or sweet drinks, sweet alcoholic drinks.
Yes.
Okay. So under your definition of sweets is sweet alcoholic drinks alone. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So if you imagine having no sweets or snacks alone, including sweet alcoholic drinks, you imagine yourself in 90 days having done that 100%, even though the pig says you can't, what would that feel like?
Like I can't imagine it.
You can't imagine getting that far?
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing it for 10 days?
Yes.
What would it feel like if you didn't do it for 10 days?
Like a good start.
Say more about it. The pig doesn't like us to see.
I know. This is just really hard to talk about.
How come?
I don't know. It just feels so big.
Your pig is crying. Your pig doesn't want to give it up. Your pig loves the sweets and snacks alone. It loves to do that.
Yeah, it does.
There are probably some very realistic things, Vicky, that are painful in your life. Probably be facing more directly when that happens. And the pig says you won't be able to deal with it. It's too big.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's put that down as another squeal. You need the comfort.
Yes, there you go. That would be it.
Okay. It's okay. It's good we're exposing the pig here. So in 10 days, if you didn't have any sweets or snacks alone, including alcoholic drinks, what would that be like?
Accomplished. I think I hear the real nagging that it's not going to last.
Oh, well, that's another squeal. The pig says it'll never last.
Totally, it'll never last. You know you
No.
can't do this.
You never did,
Yes.
therefore you never will.
Yeah.
You didn't, so you couldn't, therefore you won't. Right? That's what the pig says.
That is definitely it.
You didn't, so you can't, therefore you won't.
Right.
Okay. What happens if you just give up?
Ooh, it's not going in a good direction. You know, at that age where health problems have become real.
What kind?
And I have arthritis, tend to have high blood pressure. Being overweight doesn't help either of those.
So arthritis and high blood pressure could get more out of control.
Yes. And I tend to have high blood sugar. None of them quite to the diagnostic level, but just right there.
Pre-diabetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means that you'd be at risk of strokes and heart attacks and diabetic retinopathy and amputations and all those kind of things.
So many things. Yeah. My sister had a stroke in her 50s.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to commit to having no sweets or snacks alone for the next 10 days?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, I am absolutely positive. Yes.
Okay. Well, then let's look at the things the pig is saying and see if we can refute that, okay?
Okay.
What about the idea that you're going to feel so much better if you binge alone, so you might as well do it now? Where's the lie in that?
It's a really hard one. I don't have any immediate negative effects to my binging. So it's a really hard one. The only thing is the long term. In the moment, it does feel better.
Well, we can admit that. We can face the truth. We can say, pig, I would feel better, but I'm interested in doing better, not feeling better. At this point in my life, I'm interested in doing better rather than feeling better.
Right. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. And sometimes I'll feel worse so I can do better. Feel worse, do better.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's not the worst philosophy of life sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find other things you can do alone that make you feel better. Your pig says you're going to be tortured forever, but that's just because it's new and you don't have the coping mechanisms yet. But you will if you change your behavior. Pig says you don't really need to do this. It's not necessary.
That's a total lie.
How come?
I absolutely do. Because I'm going to have a big health problem. I can't have the life I want to have if I don't get this under control.
Your sister had a stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're facing all these things. Yeah. When the pig says you can't do this forever, it's not going to last forever, so you might as well binge now. What's the problem with that?
You can tell my pig is screaming really loud. It's true. It's true.
You don't have to do it forever. You only have to do it today.
Yeah.
You only have to do it now.
Right.
If you don't binge now, and you always don't binge now, then you'll wind up doing it forever. But we don't have to get into that argument.
Okay.
I only have to do this today.
Okay.
The pig says, don't be ridiculous. Everybody can cheat a little bit.
Well, that hasn't proven true for me.
For you, one snack alone is a tragedy, right?
It just leads to more and more. I never just have one.
So tell the pig, don't be ridiculous. You know that one bite is a tragedy.
Okay. Yeah.
Pig, you're the ridiculous one, not me. What about when the pig says that you need the comfort? You can't deal with the feelings without snacking alone on sweets and alcoholic drinks.
It's not true. I have lots of ways to relax and find comfort.
What?
Ooh, I love reading, walking outside. I do a lot of things outside, take care of the nature out there.
Oh,
Feeding birds and squirrels and raccoons. And so I have a lot of things to take care of.
have you named any of them?
No, I don't name them.
Oh, okay. I used to have a house in the country. I used to name them. What about when the pig says that you haven't done it before, therefore you can't and you won't? What's the problem with that?
I've heard a lot of your lectures. I know what you say. You can always take the next exit. I guess it's not true.
Do you have children?
Grown.
When they were becoming potty trained, did you tell them they'd never done it before, therefore they can't, and they're going to have to wear a diaper the rest of their life?
No, I did not.
When they were learning how to walk, did you say you might as well just stay down?
Forget it. No, I did not. I'm a very encouraging person to everybody except myself.
I know. I could tell. I know. So what is this you didn't, therefore you can't and you won't stuff?
That's another ridiculous thing the pig is saying.
It's just the pig wanting to binge. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's a manipulation.
So how confident are you that you're not going to have any sweets or sweet alcoholic drinks or snacks while you're alone for the next 10 days?
I feel confident in 10 days.
Mm-hmm. What's the pig saying about 30 days?
Uh-oh, it says you can't do that.
Well, all you can really know about is now, right?
Right.
So it doesn't really matter whether I ask you about 10 days or 30 days or 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
All you can really focus on is right now. And if you're 100% confident that you're not going to binge now, you're not binging right now, are you?
I am not.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm just checking. I mean, some people could be eating while we're doing the interview.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
You never know. It's possible. If you do it right now, it doesn't matter if I ask you about 10 days or 10 years. Right now, over and over again adds up to forever. But you don't have to get into that argument. It doesn't matter. You say, I'm 100% confident that I'll never binge again because I will never binge right now. I only have to do this now. See what I'm saying, Vicky?
I absolutely do.
It's the thought itself that wears you down.
Yeah.
You can't know what's going to happen in 10 years. And what if there's a nuclear holocaust? And what if the only food available is Pop-Tarts? What if that's all that's available and you're the last person in the world and you can't eat with anybody else? What are you going to do then?
Then it would be okay. I'll change my rule.
Right.
But that's not the case.
What you know for certain is that you only have to do this now, right?
Yes.
So how confident are you that you're never going to binge again?
4.5.
How come?
How come there's a half? Because I haven't done it before.
You just told me that you didn't binge this whole session, right?
Correct. That's right. I did not.
So is it true that you've never binged?
Oh, you're right. Okay. That's not true. I have done it before.
You have done it before.
Yeah.
And you did it for 6 weeks for a while, right?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yeah.
You understand the basic skill.
Yes.
You just got to commit. You really got to commit and focus.
Right.
How confident are you that you're never going to binge again?
I'm 5.
Is that 5 out of 5? 5 out of 100?
5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Right. These pigs are so sneaky.
You have a really nice attitude about all this.
Yes, 5 out of 5.
What questions or concerns do you have?
Right this minute, I feel really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that emptiness that says you need to go take care of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like this idea that I might have to feel uncomfortable in the moment.
Yeah, feel worse, do better.
You feel worse, do better. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't let the big trick us by pointing out the truth that we might feel better in the moment if we binged. It's fun to binge.
Yeah.
It is. It's not fun to get the after effects, but it does feel better in the moment. Yeah. And so we step out of the pig's game. We don't try to win that argument. Instead, we say, I'd rather feel worse and do better.
Yes. I like it. I'm going to have that be my motto. Feel worse, do better.
There you go. Any questions?
No, I think I'm good.
You feel better?
I feel better. I feel relieved.
Go get them, Vicky. You can do this. Go get them.
All righty.
Okay. You still have groups, and I think you still have access to.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Oh, good.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I re-upped in January, so I'm good.
Okay. Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you, Vicky.
Hey, thank you, Glenn.
Okay. We'll talk to you then.
All right, bye.
Bye.
And that brings us to the end of today's broadcast of Defeat Your Cravings, hosted by Dr. Glenn Livingston. Now, if you'd like to find out more about the products and services Dr. Glenn offers to help you dramatically reduce your cravings and stop overeating in 90 days or less, please visit defeatyourcravingscoaching.com. That's defeatyourcravingscoaching.com. Thanks.